All right. See that. That. And what? Okay, here we are. All glories to His divine grace. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, first we'll chant Jai Radhamadava with everybody's permission. Alrighty. Guitar. Goranga. Jayu Radha Madhava Jaya Kunjabi Hare. Let me make sure I got the right microphone. Hold on a second. Yeah. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunjabi Hare. Bijana Malabar Jaya Giri Badadhari Jaya Giri Badadhari Gopi Jana Balabar Jaya Giri Badadhari Jaya Giri Badadhari Yasodanandana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Manacharina Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Yamuna Tira Manachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari. Whoops. What happened with my camera? Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Manava Jaya Giri Badodari Giri Badodari Gopi Jana Manava Jaya Giri Badodari Giri Badodari Yasodanandana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Yasodanandana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanacharina Kunja Bihari Kunja Vihare Munatira Manacharina Kunya Vihare Kunya Vihare Randa Madhova Jaya Kunya Vihare Randa Madhova Jaya Kunya Vihare Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paracharya all the petals of Shri Shima His Divine Grace Abhaya Jananada Bhaktivedanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anandakoti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Param Say Kaho Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shidwaita Gadadha Shivasiti Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radhakrishna Gopadna Ath Shyam Mukunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavanam Ki Jai Mathuradam Ki Jai Jagannath Swami Ki Jai Yamunamai Ki Jai Srimati Tulasi Devi Ki Jai Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Gaur Premananda Hari Hari Bol All glories the assembled devotees All glories the assembled devotees All glories the assembled devotees All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaur Premananda Hari Hari Bol All glories the assembled devotees All glories the assembled devotees All glories the assembled devotees All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Gaur Premananda Hari Hari Bol Okay, so now I am going to show you my deities. How about that? I have a wireless camera here, the latest in technology. No, it's just my phone. So, here are the deities. Close up, Krishna, Kunya Vihari, and my altar. And there, it's Krishna again. And Hanuman, and Lord Shiva, Lord Nrsimhadev, and Lord Radhagokananda, and Shishi Gornatai. Okay, so you get a chance to see my house. This is what the house looks like. It's a little messy. All right. Okay, back to class. Back to class. Okay. Let's just add for a second. Okay, Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Budale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharane Nivashesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deja Tarane. So, Om Ganat Timiranda Shah Gananjana Shlakaya Chakshurun Meditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. So we're going to get back with the Caitanya Caitamrta. We're reading from the 5th chapter of the Adi Lila. So, Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, so let us share the screen and get back to our real life, which is Krishna Katha. So as we usually do, let me get rid of the interference here. As we usually do, we will read first, and if there is anybody who wants to read after me, you can raise your hand. 3 people already raised their hands. Pretty good. Okay, so let's start. Sayam shalanya jeshta kanishta vimana Om shamsi rupe shastri karaye vyakyana. Alrighty. Krishna and Balaram present themselves as younger brother and elder brother, but in the scriptures they are described as the original personality of Godhead and his expansion. The reason that's mentioned like that is because Krishna is in one sense superior to Balaram, although Balaram is his older brother. And I explained in the previous class why Balaram was the older brother of Krishna, because Lakshman got really fried out with Lord Ram, and he decided from then on he wanted to be the older brother instead of the younger brother. And still, Krishna still doesn't listen to his older brother. So we have to understand the culture. In the culture, the traditional culture you find in the Vedic times in India, the elder brother is described as someone who is maybe not worshipable, but someone who is should be followed. Someone who is actually your boss, basically. And this etiquette in Western society, and today in Indian society, there's not much etiquette. Like if you find someone older than you, you don't offer special respects to them. It's just like everybody is just one. So, but in traditional society, there's an etiquette. Like if you have an older brother, you call him Bratashri or Jesh Bratashri. Respectable Bratashri. Anyway, and your older brother stands there while you touch his feet and beg for his blessings. I wouldn't mind if my younger brother did that with me. That would be pretty cool. So anyway, so there's a lot of respect for elders, there's etiquette, and it's hard to explain that to Americans. Anyway, so it's there in Vedic society. But Krishna, in his relationship with Balaram, sometimes followed the etiquette and sometimes did not follow the etiquette of listening to his brother. However, when Krishna greeted the Pandavas, he followed the etiquette. What do I mean by that? With the elder Pandavas, those who were by external judgment older, who had appeared in this world before him, such as Yudhisthira and Bhimsen, he touched their feet. And with Arjuna, he gave him a hug, because they were equal age, friends. And with Nakula and Sahadev, they touched Krishna's feet. Although everyone should touch Krishna's feet, but still Krishna set an example of etiquette. Respect your elders. I can say that now that I'm elder. And now we get a verse from the Brahma Samhita. Ramari Murtisha Kala Niyamena Tishtan Anavataram Akarod Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishnat Swayam Samabhavat Paraman Pumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who by his various planetary portions appears in this world in different forms and incarnations as Lord Rama, but who personally appears in his supreme original form as Lord Krishna. This is a quotation from the Brahma Samhita, 5th chapter, text 39. Shri Caitanya say Krishna Nityananda Rama Nityananda Purna Kare Chaitanyera Kama. Lord Chaitanya is the same Lord Krishna, and Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaram. Lord Nityananda fulfills all of Lord Chaitanya's desires. Nityananda Mahima Sindhu Ananda Apara Eka Kana Sparshimatra Se Kripa Tanhara. The ocean of Lord Nityananda's glories is infinite and unfathomable. Only by his mercy can I touch even a drop of it. Araika Shunatanra Kripara Mahima Adama Jivere, Tadhaila Urva Simha. Please listen to another glory of his mercy. He has made a fallen living entity climb to the highest limit. Vedaguya katae ayogya kahite tatapi kahiye tanra kripa prakashite. To disclose it is not proper, for it should be kept as confidential as the Vedas, yet I shall speak of it to make his mercy known to all. Ulasu pari lekon tumara prasada Nityananda Prabhu Mora Kshama Aparada. O Lord Nityananda, I write of your mercy out of great exultation. Please forgive me for my offenses. Avaduta Goshanira Ekavricha Prema Dama Mina Caitanya Ramadasa Hayatanra Nama. Lord Nityananda Prabhu had a servant named Sri Caitanya Ramdas, who was a reservoir of love. Amara Laiho Aracha Sankirtan Tahalte Ailateno Pana Nimantrana. At my house there was Sankirtan day and night, and therefore he visited there, having been invited. Mahaprema Maitino Vashila Angane Sakala Vaishnava Tanra Vandilacharane. Absorbed in emotional love, he sat down in my courtyard, and all the Vaishnavas bowed down at his feet. Namaskara karite kara uparete chate premakare vamshimare kahake chapate. In a joyful mood of love of God, he sometimes climbed upon the shoulder of someone offering obeisances, and sometimes he struck others with his flute or mildly slapped them. Ye nayana de kite ashuhaya manayara se netre abhichinna vahi ashrudara. When someone saw the eyes of Caitanya Ramdasa, tears would automatically flow from his own eyes, for a constant shower of tears flowed from the eyes of Caitanya Ramdas. Kabukona ange deki pulaka kadamba, eka ange jadya tandara ara ange kampa. Sometimes there were eruptions of ecstasy like kadamba flowers on some parts of his body, and sometimes one limb would be stunned while another would be trembling. Nityananda Bole Avale Yabe Karena Hunkara Taha Deki Lokera Haya Maha Chamatkara. Whenever he shouted aloud the name Nityananda, the people around him were filled with great wonder and astonishment. Gunarnava Mishra Name Eka Vipra Arya Shri Murti Nikate Teno Kare Seva Karya. One respectable Brahmin named Sri Gunarnava Mishra was serving the deity. Angane Asisya Teno Naha Kaila Sambhasha Taha Deki Kruda Hana Bale Ramadasa. When Minaketana was seated in the yard, this Brahmana did not offer him respect. Seeing this, Sri Ram Das became angry and spoke. Eta dvitiya sutaroma harshana paladeva deki ye na koila pratyudgama. Here I find the second Romaharshana Sutta, who did not stand to show honor when he saw Lord Balaram. So the story is there in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when the sages were at Naimisharanya, and they were headed up by Romaharshana Sutta. Lord Balaram came in, and guess what happened? Romaharshana Sutta didn't stand up, and Romaharshana Sutta got punished by Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram picked up a little grass and killed him because of his offense. And then they installed Romaharshana's son, whose name was, obviously, Sutta Goswami, on the speaker's seat, and the Bhagavatam continued. So, Etabali nache gaya kare santosha, Krishna karya kare vipra na karila rosha. After saying this, he danced and sang to his heart's content, but the Brahmana did not become angry, for he was then serving Lord Krishna. So Prabhupada explains that Minaketa Ramdas was a great devotee of Lord Nityananda. When he entered the house of Krishnadas Kaviraj, Guru Nanava Mishra, the priest who was worshipping the deity installed in the house, did not receive him very well. A similar event occurred when Romaharshana Sutta was speaking to the great assembly of the sages at Naimisharanya. Lord Baladev entered that great assembly, but since Romaharshana Sutta was on the Vyasasana, he did not get down to offer respect to Lord Baladev. The behavior of Guru Narnava Mishra indicated that he had no respect for Lord Nityananda, and this idea was not at all palatable to Minaketana Ramdas. For this reason, the mentality of Minaketana Ramdas is never deprecated by devotees. Interesting story. Of course, this is the story of when Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami left home. Utsavante gela tino kriya prasada mora brata sane tanra kichu hoila vada. Interesting. At the end of the festival, Minaketana Ramdas went away, offering his blessings to everyone. At that time, he had some controversy with my brother. That's Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's brother. Caitanya Prabhote Tanra Sudrita Vishvasa Nityananda Prati Tanra Vishvasa Abhasa. My brother had firm faith in Lord Caitanya, but only a dim glimmer of faith in Lord Nityananda. Iha jani ramade sera duka hila mane tabi ta vratare ame karhinu abart sane. Knowing this, Sri Ramdas felt unhappy in his mind. I then rebuked my brother. Dvibai ekatanu samana prakasha Nityananda na mana tomara habe sarvanasha. These two brothers, I told them, are like one body. They are identical manifestations. If you do not believe in Lord Nityananda, you will fall down. That is the faith a devotee has in Krishna. Ekete vishvasa anye na kara samana. Arada kukuti nyaya tomara pramana. If you have faith in one but disrespect the other, your logic is like the logic of accepting half a hen. Of course, that's about the chicken that laid the golden egg. And I think you understand what that means. Kimba donha na mani na ha ta pashanda eka mani ari na mani e mata bhana. It would be better to be an atheist by slighting both brothers than a hypocrite by believing in one and slighting the other. Kruda hiya vamshivangi chale ramadasa tat kalayamara vratara hoila sarvanasha. Thus Sri Ramdas broke his flute in anger and went away, and at that time my brother fell down. And look how renounced he is. Eta kahila tanra Sevaka Prabhava Ara Eka Caitanya Dayara Swabhava. I have thus described the power of the servants of Lord Nityananda. Now I shall describe another characteristic of his mercy. Maike Varsinu Muni Lanya Eguna Sevratre Prabhu More Dila Darashana. That night, Lord Nityananda appeared to me in a dream because of my good quality in chastising my brother. Naihati Nikate Jamata Pura Name Gram Tanha Swapne Deka Dila Nityananda Ram. In the village of Jamatapura, which is near Naihati, Lord Nityananda appeared to me in a dream. And Prabhupada said there is now a railway line to Jamatapura. If one wants to go there, he can take a train on the Katwa railway line and go directly to the station known as Salara. From that station, one can go directly to Jamatapura. Dandavat Hoyami Vaidinu Bhayite Nijapada Padma Prabhu Dila Mora Mate. I fell at his feet, offering my obeisances, and he then placed his own lotus feet upon my head. Uta, Uta, Bali, More, Bale, Parabara, Uti Tanra Rupa Deke, Hainu Chamatkara. Arise, get up, he told me again and again. Upon rising, I was greatly astonished to see his beauty. Shama Chikana Kanti, Prakanda Sharira, Sakshat Kandarpa Yache Maha Malavira. He had a glossy blackish complexion, and his tall, strong, heroic stature made him seem like Cupid himself. Wow. Nectar. Suvalita hasta pada kamala nayana. Pata vastre shire pata vastra paridana. He had beautifully formed hands, arms, and legs, and his eyes like lotus flowers. He wore a silk cloth with a silk turban on his head. Suvarna kundale karne swa rangada hala payete nu puravaje kante pushpa mala. He wore golden earrings on his ears and a golden armlets and bangles. He wore tinkling anklets on his feet and a garland of flowers around his neck. Chandana lepitak anga tilaka sutana matagaja jina mada mantara payana. His body was anointed with sandalwood pulp, and he was nicely decorated with tilak. His movements surpassed those of a maddened elephant. Koti Chandra Jini Mukha Ujjwala Varana Tadhimba Bija Samadanta Tambula Charvana. His face was more beautiful than millions upon millions of moons, and his teeth were like pomegranate seeds because of his chewing betel. Wow. Prema matanga dhahine vame dole. Krishna, Krishna, Balia Gambira, Bola, Bole. His body moved to and fro, right and left, for he was absorbed in ecstasy. He chanted, Krishna, Krishna, in a deep voice. Ranga yasti hasti dole yena matak simha. Chari pasche vedi ache charanete bringa. His red stick moving in his hand, he seemed like a maddened lion. All around the four sides of his feet were bumblebees. Parishadagane deki savagopa veshe. Krishna, Krishna, kahi sabe saprema aveshe. His devotees dressed like cowherd boys surrounded his feet like so many bees and also chanted, Krishna, Krishna, absorbed in ecstatic love. Wow. I wish I had a vision like this. Singa, Vamshi, Vashaya Kea, Kea Nachi Gaya, Sevaka Yogaya Tamhula, Chamara Dulaya. Some of them played horns and flutes. Wow. And others danced and sang. check one thing. Make sure it's all right on Facebook right now. Just give me 1 second. So check the connection. Yeah. Okay. Some of them played horns and flutes, and others danced and sang. Some of them offered betel nuts, and others waved chamra fans about him. Nityananda Sarupera Dekiya Vaibhava Kibo Rupa Guna Lila Olokika Saba. Thus I saw such opulence in Lord Nityananda Swarup. His wonderful form, qualities, and pastimes are all transcendental. Anandi Bhuvala Kichu Nahi Jani. Tabe Hasi Prabhu More Kahila Mani. I was overwhelmed with transcendental ecstasy, not knowing anything else. Then Lord Nityananda smiled and spoke to me as follows. Are, Krishna Dasa, na karaha boya, Brindavane yaha tanha, sarva labya hoya. Wow. Oh, my dear Krishnadas, do not be afraid. Go to Brindavan, for there you will attain all things. Wow. The order of the spiritual master. Eta bholi parila more hata sani dia. Antaradana kaila prabhu nija gana lana. After saying this, he directed me toward Brindavan by waving his hand. Then he disappeared with his associates. Okay? I guess we'll let someone else read. It's so ecstatic. I hate to let someone else read at this point, but, we have our promises. Okay. So, Vijaya Radhika, you can read right now, and you are officially unmuted or allowed to unmute yourself if you want. Okay.
Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. Can you hear me?
Hold on, it's Prabhupada.
Can you hear me, Gurudev?
I can hear you clearly and loudly.
Okay, thank you. Murichita haya muni padi nubumite swapna banga haila deki hanache prabate. I fainted and fell to the ground. My dream broke, and when I regained consciousness, I saw that the morning had come. Ki dekinu, ki suninu kariye vichara, Prabhu Ajna Haila Vrindavana Yaibara. I thought about what I had seen and heard and concluded that the Lord had ordered me to proceed to Vrindavana at once. Sekshane Vrindavane Karinu Gamana Prabhura Kripate Suke Ainu Vrindavana. The very second I started for Vrindavana, and by his mercy I reached there in great happiness. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Nityananda Rama Yanhara Kripate Painu Vrindavana Dama. All glory to Lord Nityananda Balarama, by whose mercy I have attained shelter in the transcendental abode of Vrindavana. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Kripa Maya Yanha Haite Painu Rupa Sanatana Shraya. All glory to the merciful Lord Nityananda, by whose mercy I have attained shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatana. Yanha Haite Painu Raghunatha Mahasya Yanha Haite Painu Sri Swarupa Ashraya. By his mercy, I have attained the shelter of the great personality, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, and by his mercy I have found the refuge of Sri Swarupa Damodara. Purport. Anyone desiring to become expert in the service of Sri Radha and Krishna should always aspire to be under the guidance of Swarupa Damodara Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. To come under the protection of the Goswamis, one must get the mercy and grace of Nityananda Prabhu. The author has tried to explain this in fact in these two verses. Sanatana Kripaya Painu Bhaktira Siddhanta Sri Rupa Kripaya Painu Bhakti Rasa Pranta. By the mercy of Sanatana Goswami, I have learnt the final conclusions of devotional service, and by the grace of Sri Rupa Goswami, I have tasted the highest nectar of devotional service. Purport. Sri Sanatana Goswami Prabhu, the teacher of the science of devotional service, wrote several books, of which the Bhagavatamrita is very famous. Anyone who wants to know about the subject matter of devotees, devotional service, and Krishna must read this book. Sanatana Goswami also wrote a special commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Dasama Tipani, which is so excellent that by reading it one can understand very deeply the pastimes of Krishna in his exchanges of loving activities. Another famous book by Sanatana Goswami is Hari Bhakti Vilasha, which states the rules and regulations for all divisions of Vaishnavas, namely Vaishnava householders, Vaishnava brahmacharis, Vaishnava vanaprasthas, and Vaishnava sannyasis. This book was especially written, however, for Vaishnava householders. Srila Raghunath Dasa Goswami has described Sanatana Goswami in his prayer Vilapa Kusumanjali, verse 6, where he has expressed his obligation to Sanatana Goswami in the following words: Vairagya Yubbhakti Rasam Prayatnair Apayayam Mam Anabhisum Andam Kripambudir Ya Para Dukka Dukki Sanatanastam Prabhum Ashrayami. I was unwilling to drink the nectar of devotional service, possessed of renunciation, but Sanatana Goswami, out of his causeless mercy, made me drink it, even though I was otherwise unable to do so. Therefore, he is an ocean of mercy. He is very compassionate to fallen souls like me, and thus it is my duty to offer my respectful obeisances unto his lotus feet. Krishnadasa Kaviraja Goswami, also in his last section of Chaitanya Charitamrita, specifically mentions the name of Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and Srila Jiva Goswami, and offers his respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of these three spiritual masters, as well as Raghunatha Dasa. Srila Raghunatha Dasa Goswami also accepted Sanatana Goswami as a teacher of the science of devotional service. Srila Rupa Goswami is described as the Bhakti Rasacharya, or one who knows the essence of devotional service. His famous book, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, is a science of devotional service, and by reading this book, one can understand the meaning of devotional service. Another of his famous books is the Ujjvala Nilamani. In this book, he elaborately explains the loving affairs and transcendental activities of Lord Krishna and Radharani. Should I continue?
Yeah, just continue.
Jaya Jaya Nityananda Charana Ravinda Yanhe Haite Painu Sri Radha Govinda. Translation. All glory to the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda, by whose mercy I have attained Sri Radha Govinda. Purport. Sri Narottama Dasa Thakura, who is famous for his poetic composition known as Prarthana, has lamented in one of his prayers, when will Lord Nityananda be merciful upon me, so that I will forget all material desires? Srila Narottama Dasa Thakura confirms that unless one is freed from material desires to satisfy the needs of the body and senses, one cannot understand the transcendental abode of Lord Krishna, Vrindavana. He also confirms that one cannot understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna without going through the direction of the six Goswamis. In another verse, Narottama Dasa Thakura has stated that without the causeless mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, one cannot enter into the affairs of Radha and Krishna. Jagai Madai Haite Muni Se Papishta Puri Se Rakita Haite Muni Se Lagishta. I am more sinful than Jagai and Madai, and even lower than the worms in the stool. Mora nama sune ye tara punyakshaya. Mora nama laya ye tara papahaya. Anyone who hears my name loses the results of his pious activities. Anyone who utters my name becomes sinful.
Okay, yeah, you can
Any,
stop there. You could stop there.
Thank you,
Whew.
Guruji.
Thank you very much. So this is such an amazing section of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and it really shows a devotee's determination to give up bad association. You know, bad association is of various types. Those who are averse to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, those who are materialistic, or those who are offensive, like the brother of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. I mean, he just left from one day to another. And he got the greatest blessing because he got a chance to associate with the six Goswamis of Vrindavan. As I was hearing this, I was thinking, wow. That's all I could think of. Wow, imagine being sent by Lord Nityananda, giving up all your material connections, and then meeting these six Goswamis of Vrindavan and having their association. Of course, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was extremely qualified to begin with, although he uh, makes all these statements about his position, you know, lower than the worm and stool, lower than Jagai and Madai. These are not actually accurate descriptions of his position. Uh, this is his humility. In spite of being so educated to write this wonderful literature, the most conclusive theological exposition uh, about Krishna, basically. I mean, it's equal to the Bhagavatam in its philosophical understanding. In fact, it's the postgraduate study of the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the graduate study, and the Chaitanya Charitamrita is the postgraduate study, and the Bhagavad Gita is the undergraduate study. So, I mean, here is someone who is, wow, I mean, who can describe his great fortune or his position or his devotion? Just gave up his home at an old age. And you know, here he's like 80 or something years old. And in India at that time, being over 80 years old was not like here in America. You're 80 years old, you can still play golf. You know, of course, he didn't play golf. But it's really something. And then walking all the way across India to go to Vrindavan and living in Vrindavan in such austere conditions, like those of you who are with me on our Radhakund Parikrama, you got a chance to see Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's Bhajan Kutir, which is on the bank of the Shamakund. You know, very austere conditions, very hot in the summer. There were tigers at Radhakund, there were wild animals, very freezing in the winter. And in spite of all that, being able to write this Chaitanya Charitamrita, I mean, he's not an ordinary personality. It's amazing. Okay, so on that note, I think we'll let someone else. Let's see who else is there. Oh, let's see. Is there anyone who hasn't done before? Maybe we'll let Rishikesh. Rishikesh hasn't had much opportunity. Okay, you can read Rishikesh now. You're officially allowed to unmute if you want to read.
Yes, Guruji. Um, Guruji, there's a black screen on my. I cannot
Now,
see.
it's off now.
Uh,
You see it
I
now?
can still. No, it's still there. Ah, yeah, it's off now. It's off now.
Yeah, there's a slight delay.
एमाना निग्रमे मोरे केब कृपा करे एक नित्यानंद विनु जगत भितरे. Who in this world but Nityananda could show his mercy to such an abominable person as me? Preme matta Nityananda kripa avatara uttama adhama kichu na kare vichara. Because he is intoxicated by ecstatic love and is an incarnation of mercy, he does not distinguish between good and bad and the bad. Ye age ye age pade tare kare ye nistara ateva nistarila mohena durachara. He delivers all those who fall down before him. Therefore, He has delivered such a sinful and fallen person as me. Mo papiste anilena Shri Vrindavana, mohena adhame dila Shri Rupa Charana. Although I am sinful and I am the most fallen, he has conferred upon me the lotus feet of Shri Rupa Goswami. Shri Madana Gopala, Shri Govinda Darshana, कहा कही बारे योग्य नाये ए सब कथन. I am not fit to speak all these confidential words about my visiting Lord Madan Gopala and Lord Govinda. Vrindavana Purandara Shri Madana Gopala Rasa Vilasa Shakshat Vrajendera Kumara. Lord Madan Gopal, the chief deity of Vrindavan, is the enjoyer of the Rasa dance and is directly the son of King of Braja. Shri Radha Lalita Sange Rasa Vilasa Manamatha Rupe Ya Yanhara Prakasha. He enjoys the Rasa dance with Srimati Radharani, Shri Lalita and others. He manifests himself as the Cupids of the Cupids. Tasham Avricha Avirabhucha Chori Samyamna Mukhambhujaha Pitambara Dhara Shrangi Shakshan Manamatta. We wearing yellow garments and decorated with flower garlands. Lord Krishna appeared among the gopis with his smiling lotus face, looked directly like the charmer of the heart of Cupid. Purport. This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.32.2. Swa madhurye lokira mana kare akarshana dui pase radha lalita karena sevana. With Radha and Lalita serving him on his two sides, he attracts the hearts of all by his own sweetness. Nityananda Daya More Tanrek Dekhila Shri Radha Madana Mohana Prabhu Karidila. The mercy of Lord Nityananda showed me Shri Madan Mohana and gave me Shri Madan Mohana as my Lord and Master. Mo Adhame Dila Shri Govinda Darshana Kahi Barak Katha Nahe Akatya Kathana. He granted to one as low as me the sight of Lord Govinda. Words cannot describe this, nor is it fit to be disclosed. Vrindavane Yugapath Kalpatarusname Ratna Mandapa Tahe Ratna Simhasane Shri Govinda Vashiyachane Vrajendra Nandana Madhurya Prakashi Karena Jagata Mohana. On the altar made of gems and the principal temple of Vrindavana, almost, almost amidst a forest of desire trees, Lord Govinda, the son of King of Raja, sits upon the throne of gems and manifests his full glory and sweetness, thus enchanting the entire world. Vamsa Parasveshri Radhika Sakhi Gana Sange Rasadhika Lila Prabhu Kare Katarange. By his left side is Srimati Radharani and her personal friends. With them, Lord Govinda enjoys the Rasa Lila and many other pastimes. Yandra, Yandra Dhyana Nijaloke Kare Padmashana Asta Dashakshara Mantare Kare Upasana. Lord Brahma, sitting on his lotus seat, on his own abode, always meditates on him and worships him with the mantra consisting of 18 syllables. In his own planet, Lord Brahma, with the inhabitants of that planet, worships the form of Lord Govinda, Krishna, by the mantra of 18 syllables. Lim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. Those who are initiated by a bona fide spiritual master who chants the Gayatri mantra 3 times a day know this Ashta Dashakarshara, 18 syllables mantra. The inhabitants of Brahmaloka and the planets below Brahmaloka worship the Lord Govinda by meditating with this mantra. There is no difference between meditating and chanting, but in the present age, the meditation is not possible on this planet. Therefore, loud chanting of the mantra like the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, with a soft chanting with Dashkara, the mantra of 18 syllables, is recommended. Lord Brahma lives in the highest planetary system known as Brahmaloka or Satyaloka. In every planet, there is a predominating deity. As a predominating deity in Satyaloka is Lord Brahma. So in the heavenly planets, Indra is a predominating deity. And the sun, and on the sun god Vivashwan is a predominating deity. The inhabitants and the predominating deities of every planet are all recommended to worship Govinda either by meditation or by chanting.
Okay, that will end here for today. Too much ecstasy today. All right, we'll take some questions. Let me stop the sharing and we'll unmute everybody. This section of the Chaitanya Charitamrita is just too ecstatic for me. So, who has some questions about what we just read? Okay, Madhava.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. So, question today was, as you said, very blissful. Actually, time just ran, couldn't recognize how fast it went away. But anyway, my question is from yesterday's conversation and the reading, verse number 132, where it was describing that after all these expansion or incarnation, they do their part and then ultimately they merge into Krishna. So my question was that in Vaikuntha or where Ajodhya is there, where Lord Ram and Hanuman and other his devotees are there. So then it means Ram is not there. Ram when merged, then how that exists?
Now, there. Okay, let me explain. That's in the material world.
Oh,
All these in the material world, in the spiritual world, merging into Krishna means that Krishna stops manifesting himself as those particular individuals. But that's in the material world. Because these pastimes of Lord Ram, they occur also once in a day of Lord Brahma, just like the pastimes of Krishna appear once in a day of Lord Brahma. So the word merging doesn't mean, like two people become one. It means that they are no longer manifest. They're unmanifest at that particular time. And basically, all these incarnations are within Krishna. So it's not that they're literally there's merging, but they're within Krishna and they continue to be within Krishna. And sometimes Krishna expands himself to manifest those particular individuals. However, in the spiritual world, those individuals are eternally manifest. But in the material world, in our universe, Lord Rama is only manifest at a specific time, only appears, at a specific time. And other than that, he's not appearing. So,
thank you. Thank you.
yeah, so it's not that there's no more Lord Ram. That would be funny. No more Lord Ram. No more Lord Ram. That would be horrible. No more Lord Kapila Dev. No. And also they're appearing, that's also within this universe, and somewhere within many different universes, Lord Ram is doing things too. He's appearing in different universes. As we're talking right now, in some universe, Lord Ram is actually being born. In some other universe, Lord Ram is killing Ravana. In some other universe, Lord Ram is getting married to Sita Devi. And in some universe, Lord Ram is sending Sita Devi away, unfortunately. And in some universe, anyway, these are eternal pastimes. So it's not that there's no Lord Ram. Lord Ram is somewhere in some universe and not always appearing in this universe. Although there's another point about the Lord's aprakrita Lila, which is actually a little esoteric, that if you go to a yoga today, Lord Ram is there, but he's not perceivable by you. Like if you go to Vrindavan, then Krishna is there, but he's not perceivable to you, but he's there. I mean, for example, the six Goswamis of Vrindavan sometimes would get brief glimpses of Radha and Krishna, like that story of when Raghunath Das Goswami was being protected by Radharani from the sun, or protected by Krishna from the tigers, and there was like a brief glimpse. So sometimes there's like brief glimpses, and or like you have the story of Bilvamangal Thakur, where Krishna appeared to Bilvamangal Thakur and he was bringing him something to eat every day. And Bilvamangal Thakur tried to grab his hand. So Krishna also, appears and disappears too. I mean, it's practically, it is inconceivable. Like Lord Nityananda appeared to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in a blackish form, which is not his normal form, which is really interesting. So, what can I say? And even Prabhupada was speaking to the to Rupa Goswami and the other Goswamis when Prabhupada was living at the Radha Damodara temple. So the six Goswamis are also present in Vrindavan today. And if you go there, you can, if you're Krishna conscious, sorry about that, you can feel their presence. You can feel Krishna's presence. If you go to Radha Kund, you can feel Radharani and Krishna's presence. You won't see them. Once upon a time, this is a story in the Caitanya Caitamrta, one of Lord Chaitanya's associates, Balabhadra Bhattacharya, thought, along with a lot of other people in Vrindavan, that Krishna was dancing on the Kaliya serpents' heads every night. And many people were talking about this. Talk about fake news. That's interesting. There's even fake news during Krishna's time. So many people were talking about this. Krishna's dancing every night in the Jamuna River and the Kaliya Lake. And so everybody was talking about it. Wow, wow, I want to go to see him. So Balabhadra Bhattacharya, who was Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's servant, said to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I want permission to go see Krishna tonight. And Lord Chaitanya, what did he do? He slapped him. Not hard. He wasn't abusive, obviously. He slapped him and he said, do you think that Krishna is going to appear in this Kali Yuga like that? And then what happened is that later on, Lord Chaitanya said to some other people who were quite intelligent, he said, have you seen Krishna? And they said, yes, because you're Krishna. Basically, I'm paraphrasing the whole discussion. Because you are Krishna. And people who are thinking they are seeing Krishna dancing on the heads of the Kali serpents in the Yamuna River are actually seeing a fisherman who's holding his lamp out to attract the fish in the middle of the night. So we should not think like that. Like sometimes we find these foolish devotees talking about how Krishna dances at Sevakunj every night, and that's why all the monkeys go away from Sevakunj, because Radha and Krishna are dancing there every night. They are dancing, but it's not manifest. It's not you stayed in Sevakunj in the night, you would actually see Radha and Krishna dancing. No, I don't. Unless you're a pure devotee, I mean, that's another thing. But really, Krishna's always there. Lord Rama is always there. But he's manifest or unmanifest. Aprakrita Lila. The unmanifest Lila, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, we have time for one question because I have to end. I have a appointment with my logo designer in about 3 minutes.
If no one else has, I have.
Well, let someone else get. You have.
Hare Krishna Gurudev.
Yeah, all
Hare
right.
Krishna Gurudev. I
Oh
have a
my God.
question.
Yeah.
Please accept my
Okay.
obeisances. I
Okay.
was wondering if besides the pastimes, and if anything, what is the difference between Lord Nityananda and Balaram?
There is no difference
Okay.
except for the pastimes that they execute, and of course, the way they look. They look a little bit different. And Lord Nityananda is a very unusual personality, and he's more merciful than Balaram. He does get angry a little bit, but he's almost. I'm not saying he's like Lord Shiva, who's Ashutosh, who's easily pleased and easily angered, but he's like that. I'm not saying he's like that. He's like that. Anyway, so he's easily pleased and easily angered. But it's easy to please Lord Nityananda. He's so merciful. You just have to bring people to Krishna consciousness, and he gives you special mercy. He's the original spiritual master. Uh, Balaram, of course, Nityananda. Basically, there's no difference, just different moods. Different moods. But he's not an expansion of Lord Balaram. He is Lord Balaram. Just like Lord Chaitanya is not an expansion of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, but in a specific mood, a different mood. So Lord Balaram. And when you go to Mayapur, you'll get a chance. And Jagannath Puri, are you going?
Yeah, whenever I
Yeah.
can, by your
Me too.
mercy.
By my mercy, it'll change your whole life. Everybody who goes to Vrindavan or Mayapur or Jagannath Puri, their whole life is changed. They're never the same again. They become madmen in Krishna consciousness, or mad ladies in Krishna consciousness. So, anyway, so we're going to end now because we have an appointment with my logo designer. Right now, I have to get on the internet and talk to her. And we're designing a logo, and she's getting together my whole internet strategy, which is really nice. With a logo, wait till you see my logo. It's really cool. And she's very expert. She's doing it for nothing because she's the mother of a devotee. So nowadays, you get a devotee, you get the mother and friends and aunts and uncles and everybody too in the package. Okay, I hope so. Okay, so we'll see everybody tomorrow night, same time, same station. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.